Recently, the All Elite Wrestling roster were all in at Wembley Stadium in front of 46,000 plus fans who were rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling. They were screaming and raving. They were creaming and caving all over the goddamn matches that they were seeing. The cornucopia of options, the insanity of the coffin match, the insanity of seeing Bryan Danielson achieve his dream of becoming the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And now, not even 2 weeks later, we are going to get All Out at the Now Arena. So will AEW be all out of ideas? All out of sanity? Will they be all out of any possibility of understanding why Tony Khan decided to book 2 pay-per-views inside of 2 weeks? Well, don't worry, because Tony Khan is simply going to say, it's been great. Ching! Thanks, guys. I'm John Rentham with my AEW All Out 2024 predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. And yes, oh yes, I've decided to do these before AEW Collision and AEW Rampage because they haven't finalized the participants for the AEW Continental 4-Way match, but I have a pretty good idea based on those matches who's going to be involved. And whoever actually is involved, it's not really going to be of any consequence. I will explain why in a minute. But as of now, Thursday afternoon, 8 matches have been announced. Meaning, I bet you Tony Khan is going to probably announce a good 3 or 4 more because he'll probably announce a bunch for the pre-show. And then maybe 1 more for the main show. Because why finalize cards, a while before you have another pay-per-view? I know that All In happened in Wembley. They had to have a quick turnaround. And they've already been hinting at stuff that would happen on this pay-per-view that didn't, happen at Wembley. I get that. And I get you want to give more people options. But I'm just going to quickly say before I get into predictions, which will not take long. I don't care how much money people have. I have the money. That's cool. Whatever. It's fine that you're giving fans options. You're giving the talents, more pay-per-view paydays. There's no need to do 2 pay-per-views inside a goddamn, 2-week period in this current climate. I don't care if it's WWE. I don't care if it's New Japan booking a U.S. show and then a paid show in Japan. I don't care what it is. You gotta give people a little bit of a break. And then we get a bit of a break until Wrestle Dream, which I will be at in the Tacoma Dome. Not the historic Tacoma Dome, because fuck the Tacoma Dome. Anyway, predictions now. So, the AEW Continental 4-Way has the Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada. I know, shocking, the champion would be involved in his own match to defend his own title. So you have Orange Cassidy and Brian Keith. You have Briscoe and Lance Archer. And you have Takeshita and the Beast, Mortos, whatever. Here's who I think is going to win. I think Cassidy's going to win. I think Briscoe's going to win. I think Takeshita's going to win. It doesn't really matter who ends up winning. I fear they're going to go back to Cassidy and Chris Jericho in a feud, which is not a good idea. Okada's going to win regardless of who is going to be the involved participants. However, Okada versus Takeshita going forward to Wrestle Dream maybe would be something I'd want to see. In fact, I'd like to see Takeshita get his opportunity because they got to do right by him at some point because he's been frustrated. He was in the G1, did pretty well from the matches I saw, didn't review the G1, didn't have time, but I think that's the direction they should go. So, nevertheless, we get Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander with Stokely Hathaway. You know how Stokely Hathaway kind of looks like Hans Moleman? Shrinking has, ruined my life. I'm 31 years old. You'll never unsee it. You're welcome. Chicago Street Fight. Now, if Willow Nightingale's CMLL Women's Championship that I assume she still has was on the line, I would say Willow's going to win. I think Statlander's going to win. I think we're going to have a blow-off at Grand Slam or something. And we're just going to keep this thing rolling. Because Willow and Ishii did win the pseudo-mixed tag match that was at Wembley. So I think Statlander's going to get the win. I just hope they don't go way too crazy, bumping through everything, and they keep the weapon usage to a minimum, because both these women can work. But we'll see what happens. So expect tacks and glass and stuff like that. Or they save that for something later. More on that in a minute. Mercedes versus Shida. Camille banned from ringside, TBS Championship. Mercedes will win. They've at least tried to establish that Shida actually is a star and somebody the fans take seriously. I cannot see Mercedes losing the title. Unless they suddenly want to have Mercedes go after Mariah May, but then you're booking yourselves into a corner. Because I don't see Mercedes losing here. I don't see Mariah May losing her title anytime soon until Tony comes back. And even then, I don't know. So I think Mercedes is going to win. She's probably going to use something nefarious. Maybe they're going to have somebody masked come out and it'll be Camille Or Mercedes will get somebody else in her entourage. I don't know, maybe she'll get the Renegade Twins or something like that. Or she'll get Athena. Or she'll get somebody involved. I don't know. But Mercedes is going to win one way or another. As much as I'd like to see Shida's TBS championship, with the TBS championship, as much as I'd like to see Mercedes, quite frankly, go away because she has contributed nothing positive to this promotion, she's going to retain. The Bucks versus Claudio and Yuta for the tag titles. Rick Knox will be the referee. Everything will be done. Nothing will be enforced, and the Bucks will win. MJF versus Garcia. If Garcia has signed a new contract, I actually could see Daniel Garcia getting the victory. If Garcia has not signed a new contract, I could see MJF winning here, and this being kind of blow up because I think Garcia's contract is up sometime in October. Now, I don't know. It's none of my business. I hope Garcia got a big payday or gets a big payday, whatever's happening. Wrestlers deserve to be happy wherever they want to be. That's what matters. But that's where I'm going to go with it. Garcia will win if he resigned. Garcia will lose if he didn't. I'm going to pick MJF because I don't think Garcia has resigned. That's just my take. But if Garcia wins, fine. I fear that they are kind of devaluing MJF with how they're utilizing him, and I don't see it with Garcia, even though I think he's trying, and he has really tried to fire up, but I don't see it. I just don't. I'm sorry. So I'm going to pick MJF. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Garcia for a shock win. Ospreay versus Pac for the AEW International Incident Championship. Ospreay will win. There's no way he doesn't. Pac is 1/3 of the Trios champion, and we're going to build Ospreay versus Ricochet at some point. That's got to have some kind of title on the line. And maybe you have Ricochet versus... I wouldn't hotshot the Grand Slam, but they probably need something to hotshot the Grand Slam because they have sold a paltry amount. They've sold about the same amount of tickets for that event as they sold for Wrestle Dream. And Grand Slam is a lot fucking sooner. And a building about the same goddamn size. Arthur Ashe Stadium looks a lot better than the Tacoma Dome, because fuck the Tacoma Dome, but I'm still going to go. But Ospreay's going to win. Danielson versus Jack Perry for the AEW World title. For the love of God, have it be Danielson. Don't have it go too long, because Jack Perry really can't fucking do much better than he has. So Danielson's going to win. Swerve versus Hangman TA in an unsanctioned lights out steel cage match. Maybe they should turn the lights out because look, yes, we had the recent, destruction, the fight of Swerve's childhood home on a closed set because there's no way that a crime like that in Tacoma would be committed without police instantly being around because it's Tacoma, because Tacoma's full of crime, because nobody likes Tacoma. You think you do? Congratulations. I don't understand how. But that being said, Hangman has said that Swerve's never beat him on his own. So maybe Swerve wins here. I expect, though, they're going to break out every single weapon for no reason when they're surrounded by a goddamn weapon, and they just make it a vicious fight. So I expect barbed wire, broken glass everywhere, and unfortunately the weapon spots will make me just not care. Tacks. We're probably going to get tacks in the mouth. We'll probably get a whole bunch of other stuff. We'll probably get just... The blood, I don't really give a shit about. You bleed all you damn well want. But we're probably going to get somebody potentially set on fire. Maybe they do like a Human Torch situation and Hangman falls off the goddamn thing, all dressed in flame, engulfing stuff. I'm trying to keep the... trying to keep the particular term away. You know what I'm talking about. Watch them do something like that. Swerve will probably win, I guess, because I think they might actually rematch Swerve and Danielson. But if Hangman wins, okay, then we continue this feud. We didn't need to continue before, but I digress. Those are my predictions. What are your predictions? What matches do you think they're going to add in the last minute? Or within the last minute? Yeah, Collision Rampage, I'll be reviewing those tomorrow because why the fuck not? I have nothing better to do besides watch movies in a little bit. So agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.